and slice some mushrooms. Let's talk about the different kinds of mushrooms first that are available. There's so many available. The most common that you're going to find are the buttons, the shiitakes, the cremini, and the portobello, which are actually big versions of the creminis. These are baby portobellos, cremini mushrooms, in case you didn't know that. I want to talk about cleaning them because we're really lucky today. In the 21st century, mushrooms don't come home dirty. It's kind of like buying mussels. They're cultivated, so they're pretty clean to begin with. So you don't need to wash them. You just need to wipe them. And for very good reason. Not only are they cleaner than they used to be, but mushrooms have always been, they're very absorptive. So if you run them underwater, they just absorb, like a sponge, a lot of liquid, which means you have to cook them that much harder in order to get all that liquid out, so you develop savory flavor, which is what happens when they caramelize. So all you do is to just wipe them. And you see what happens when I wipe my mushrooms and they start to peel a little bit. Don't be afraid of that. I know some of my students will say they thought they were doing something wrong or that they were rubbing too hard. No. My feeling is if God wanted that skin on the mushroom, he wouldn't have it come off so easy. All I'm doing is wiping it with paper towel. So if it wants to come off, let it come off. Then all you do with this type of mushroom is you would just trim off any woody bottom of the stem and slice or quarter, depending on what you want to do. I'm actually going to put some glasses on so that I can see the world more clearly. Okay. So that's my little button mushroom. Shiitake mushrooms, same thing. They get wiped clean. This is just a damp paper towel. These were only available dried years ago. Now you get them fresh almost everywhere. But the stem of a shiitake mushroom is very tough. It's hard. You want to get rid of it. So all you do is you take the cap, you put it cap side down, and you take a little knife and you just cut off the stem, and this you discard. You don't want this. Then you just slice the cap. You could also grill them if you just were going to brush them with olive oil and garlic. You put them in there. Cremini, same thing. These are very much like a button mushroom, but again, you see how the skin is kind of coming off. You don't have to worry about this because once you cook them in a pan, you don't even notice that this part of the skin has come off. These I'm just going to quarter. These are all different options that you have. And again, slicing mushrooms, quartering them, leaving them whole and stuffing them, all of those things, or roasting them whole, that brings diversity of experience of eating to the people at the table. So don't be afraid to just play with your mushrooms. Here's a portobello. They're huge. You just want to, again, wipe them. They're not very dirty. You want to be gentle because you don't want to break. They actually, as sturdy as they are, they break easy if you're a little bit heavy-handed. So just wipe, and you're going to notice the gill side. They have a really wide gill structure. So again, they're very absorptive. You don't want to wet these things. This is, of course, wonderful if you were going to use the garlic confit oil and brush it on here with herbs, thyme and rosemary and garlic, chopped garlic on both sides, and salt and pepper would be terrific. Some people actually like the stems of a portobello. I find them gamey. So I prefer to get rid of them. And the way you do that is you just take they squeak, listen. I love kitchen sounds, they're wonderful. That's all you do. You just get rid of it, just like that. This is, again, you could make a wonderful stuffing for this. I know on the website there's this great recipe for cream spinach that you put into a grilled portobello mushroom cap, and you top it with shredded cheese, and you roast it. Holy smokes, it's just delicious. So again, that's another way to serve mushrooms. So now you know how to clean mushrooms. You know how to, let me tell you how to store them. This is important for longevity. You want to keep mushrooms from getting very moist. Again, because of their absorptive texture, they become very flimsy and weird if they get very, very wet and you put them in the refrigerator. And that will happen if you leave them in a sealed plastic bag. The way to do this is you clean them in advance on a weekend. It's perfectly okay. Then what you do is you wrap them, cleaned and dried, in a paper towel, not damp, a dry paper towel, and you'll insert that into a plastic bag, like a freezer bag, and leave it open a crack for ventilation. Store that in the refrigerator, use it throughout the week. Delicious.